GEEK Files, 2026, March 16th, Burnaby. So, White Horse Air Maintenance, spring, summer, 88. So this big military hangar, we had the northeast corner, and the southeast corner was the fuel guys. This is really weird to say because I was in my 30s at the time, but I was the junior guy, the new guy. So like if you needed oil to do an oil change, I got sent down to get the oil from the fuel guy. Paul was usually busy doing structural repairs, and Dave was the senior one while Chris did business. So I'm down there, and there's some pilot standing there getting fuel. So I'm standing there waiting to get the oil I need for the engine oil change. And Chris walks in and looks at the pilot and looks at me and looks at the pilot, looks at me and smiles, does whatever I think he just had to drop off a check or something. And on the way out, he looks at me and smiles. I'm going like, what the foxtrot is this about? So I get there and I come back, and Dave and Paul see me and they look at me and smile like there's something going on. My fly's open. I don't know that I've done some big gaffe. And Chris walks out and says, "So, how'd you like Martin?" Martin? Yeah, that pilot in there, Martin Hartwell. Who's Martin Hartwell? Oh, he's the guy that ate the nurse. I said, what? So I don't remember when this is, 70s maybe? Hartwell was doing a Mercy flight, and he had a nurse and a kid on board. And Mercy flights it was crappy weather, and he crashed in the middle of nowhere. And the nurse died, he and the kid survived. And the kid was really sick. And, like my previous story, you go down in Canada, and if you're not found within the first 48 hours, there is a 50% chance that you will be found at some time. Only 50% that you'll ever be found. So they're there and they're surviving and there's no one coming. So they resort to eating the nurse. And I think, I'd have to check, it's Wikipedia, but I think it was the kid survived for another month. And then I think it was 2 months later that Hartwell got picked up, but found. So he was eating these kids. And there's amazing things like this is the winter. It's the Arctic. It's cold. They're in an airplane, so there's no shelter. So I don't know what Hartwell did for shelter. Probably it's in the Wikipedia page. They didn't get eaten by polar bears because you're not the top of the food chain up there. You really aren't. And, polar bears. Ooh, I like these humans. Soft on the outside and crunchy on the inside. So, yeah, just amazing. And he had flown in the Luftwaffe in World War II. And he was asked about it, and he said, you got to survive, and you got to survive, and I've eaten worse. Yeah, Martin Hartwell. So, making appropriate life decisions. You don't make any money, but boy, do you get good stories.